Under 40 CEOs drive your ambition. Having established a notable fashion brand, the brilliant and talented Fatima Yusuf wants to take her business to the next level. Who better to mentor her than Abiola Adekoya, a lady with over 20 years experience in the financial services industry under her belt. Join Fatima Yusuf, founder of House of Zibima, as she's being driven by her mentor, Abiola Adekoya, CEO and lead wealth advisor.
Hello everyone, my name is Abiola Adekoya and this is Under 40 CEOs Drive Your Ambition, brought to you by Mitsubishi and Samsung. I have spent the last 20 years as a financial services expert, working across various parts of the financial services industry. The last 3 years, I have spent my time providing wealth advisory services to private clients and successful families. With me on the show today is Fatima Yusuf, the CEO and founder of House of Zibima. Hello Fatima, it's nice to have you on today's show.
Hi, Mr. Thank you so much for having me.
So Fatima, could you share a bit about yourself?
Okay, hello everybody, good afternoon. My name is Fatima Yusuf and I'm the founder and the CEO of House of Zibima, a fashion leather brand. And we also provide empowerment opportunities for African women like myself to thrive. We provide these women and give them access to more income opportunities, and being on this show and finally meeting my mentor, one of my amazing, beautiful, hardworking, like you all know, most ambitious mentor, Miss Abiola. Thank you so much for having me.
Fatima, thank you for being with us. So before we go further, I just wanted to say I commend you for the inclusion that your business is doing in the society, particularly when you mentioned that you try to integrate other people in your processes as well as give back to the society.
Yeah.
I think that's extremely commendable.
Thank you very much.
But before we get into the meat of the conversation, I think I'm going to ask you first. So how did you come about being part of this program?
Thank you for that question. So I saw the opportunity on Instagram and decided to apply. So I did, and amazingly I was shortlisted, and then we got engagements on our entry posts, our entry videos and all, and then luckily for me, I was announced as one of the lucky winners, which I found really amazing. Yeah,
fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So I'm going to ask you, how did you get into fashion? You focus on leather goods. I've seen the lovely, beautiful shoes that you make. So how did that come about?
Okay, so Zibima started from a personal experience. Okay. As a female, growing up with masculine feet was quite challenging. So it was difficult because I had to wear sneakers, menswear. So it was quite embarrassing, especially going to a school like Commonwealth University, okay, where the ladies are, you know. So it was quite embarrassing. So I tried to learn shoemaking, okay, in the process of intention of making my own footwear. Okay. But then I realized that during my training days, I noticed how men were actually, people would visit the shop mostly to get their foreign shoes fixed, and they're not able to get a pair of, locally made shoes, the handmade shoes. Mm-hmm. And it became an issue for me, and I felt, okay, this is like a problem that needed a quick solution. Yeah. So my intention literally changed from making my own shoes, yeah, actually making or promoting locally made shoes in Africa and globally. Yes.
Oh, that's nice. So it was a problem that you faced that made you decide to come up with a solution.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm going to ask you, what's your shoe size?
My shoe size is 42.
I wear 42. That's why I asked, when you were saying that, oh my goodness, they had this problem, I suffered in secondary school. My shoes were very ugly.
Exactly.
So I can understand where you're coming from. I couldn't make shoes. I wasn't that creative. And I mean, I really like that, you took that on as a challenge and you weren't sort of daunted by it. Yeah. So what would you say is the most successful part of being an entrepreneur in Nigeria? I mean, that word gets thrown around a lot, but really, give us the real tea. What is the meat of that?
Okay, so initially, I thought learning shoemaking was going to be a problem. Because people would be like, you're a female in the male industry. I thought I was going to be discouraged. But amazingly, I got so many encouragement. So that alone actually stood out for me, encouraged me and motivated me to actually do more. So meeting amazing people, meeting amazing clients of high profile like, Mrs. Abiola, that I would have actually imagined. But this business have actually exposed me to a lot of opportunities globally as well.
Oh wow, that's
Yes.
fantastic.
Thank you so much.
So where do you source your materials from? I know Nigeria is very, we have very good leather.
Yes,
So
we do.
I'm hoping that you source your materials from Nigeria.
I do, from Kano and Mushi, Lagos.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So very
Okay.
locally sourced.
Locally sourced.
So let me ask you, when did
Yeah.
you think that it was going to become a business? At what point did you tell yourself, okay, this is a business, I'm going to do this?
Okay, I would say from my training days, when I noticed when people were coming in and they were not buying these handmade shoes, and I was like, what's the problem? So I decided to make more research on it, which I did, and I realized that, okay, people would actually buy locally made shoes based on 4 major things: the comfort,
Okay.
innovation, that's the design.
Yeah.
They want to buy based on how good was the quality of the leather, as well as the price.
Oh wow.
Yes.
So,
So affordability.
Yes, affordability.
Exactly.
And I know you have a lot of questions for me, so
Yes, I do.
I'm going to let you ask me a question.
Okay. All right. So first, I would say thank you so much for for choosing to be my mentor. Because I've been looking forward to this day for years. To be very honest, I'm looking forward to it for years, and I'm very happy and grateful for this opportunity. The first question I would like to ask is, running a business and as a fellow female entrepreneur, I know how challenging it can be. But how do you actually own and run a successful business?
I think coming from a very structured background, so my banking days, one of the things I have learned is to have the right structures in place. So I'm very big on structures and processes. I'm very big on just having an idea of where you want to go to and where you want to be. So for me, when I think of business, I start off by saying, where do I want this business to be in like 5-10 years time? How do I want to position my business? Am I positioning it as a local brand or as a global brand? That's the first thing that guides me. Now, once I have defined where I want to be positioned and how, I then walk back to ask myself, okay, what are the things that I'm going to need to be able to position myself effectively? And one of the things that I feel like a lot of people are not able to do properly is putting structures in place. What's also important is having the right network of support around you. So it's not just about support within your business, but support externally from your business. There are so many things that you can get that money cannot buy, just because you have the right network around you.
True.
And I think that's something that people often always forget. They always say, oh, I don't have money. But money is one thing. The right network can mean that you can save millions of naira in some cases.
So another question I would like to ask is, for instance, my business, Zibima. Zibima is actually growing so fast. And to be very honest, I literally didn't expect this growth at this stage. And then from winning awards and getting partners on board, and then people are coming on board saying, okay, I want to invest in your business.
Yes.
But I know as a startup, you have to be very careful when deciding on letting these investors in and all. But what mistakes, or what would you advise me to do? What mistakes would you advise me to avoid in bringing any investor on board?
Okay, so I love this question. I think it's something that's become very topical, especially given the terrain that we're in. I think the first thing I'm going to ask you is look inward and do your internal homework.
Okay.
What you don't want is an external person to come and tell you where your blind spots are. So I think the first thing is, first of all, do an assessment of your own business. Start off by looking at where you are, where you were, where you are, and where you want to go to. I think by doing that assessment, it helps you to position yourself and ask yourself, what exactly do you really need? Once you do that, you can ask yourself, okay, am I looking for capital? Am I looking for more money? Or am I looking for expertise? Or am I looking for guidance? Or am I looking for someone that has a network that can put me out of where I am currently and put me into new regions and locations? So once you do that assessment, it becomes clearer what your needs as a business.
Okay, you spoke about being a team person, and you're not someone that likes to work on our own, and or you prefer to work with people.
Yes.
So, and running a business, recruitment is one major thing actually.
Yes.
And I would love to ask, what personality traits would you want me to actually watch out for while recruiting a team?
I think for me, when I look at recruitment, I don't focus on degrees a lot in Nigeria, because I find that sometimes degrees are important, but depending on what role you're going for, I don't really leverage on degrees as much. What I look for is initiative. And the second thing I also look for is a willing spirit, a spirit that will do anything to get the job done. I mean, apart from anything unethical, of course. But if we need to just be at the office till just roll up our sleeves and get stuff done, why not? And they're excited about it. Someone that cares about your passion just as much as you, has an enthusiasm for what you care about. I think that's very important. And I think an attitude that is willing to learn, that is willing to share, that is willing to be receptive to change, to correction. Those are the things that are really key for me. So I focus on those three.
Thank you so much. Okay, so my final question. As a female entrepreneur, what would you advise other female entrepreneurs to actually consider, or how to, because you work in the financial services, it's a very technical industry, and I know how challenged it is, like balancing with family and other personal related conditions, let me put it that way. So how do you actually balance that, and what advice would you give fellow female entrepreneurs?
So I think, first of all, as a fellow female entrepreneurs, what I would say is really trust yourself, right? I was having this conversation with my friend, and I said to her, whatever your mind is telling you to do, you have to trust it sometimes, because the reality is that we've never walked this path before. Everything is new.
Sure.
So you can't really say, I need to know what someone else has done. But what someone else has done and how they've done it could be different from you, because your scenarios are different, your temperament, your thought process is very different. So trust yourself, make decisions. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Hopefully they won't cost you your business, but take mistakes as part of the learning curve. That's one thing. In terms of balance, I don't know that you will ever achieve a balance. I think some things would always be more pertinent than other things. Sometimes work takes over. Other times family takes over. And sometimes friends will take over because maybe there's something that you're helping your friend do or whatever. But ultimately, what is important is you. How full is your cup? Are you doing the things that adds to your cup? We're all different. Some people's cup is full by their family. Some people's cup is full by their friends. Some people's cup is full by the job. The key thing is to maintain balance. So you're not going to get the balance right, but ultimately at any point in time, what you need will come to you. And that's the cup that you need to fill at that point in time. And just be kind to yourself, as I said earlier, and stop feeling so guilty. You can't be everything to everyone. You can't be everywhere for everyone. And you can't give everything to everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mrs. Abiola Adekoya, for this amazing session. To be very honest, I really do appreciate it. And sincerely, I am grateful and opportune to actually meet you in person. It's a blessing to me, and I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too, and well done for all the work you're doing. I'm really proud. I feel like you're a trailblazer in your field, and I can't wait to see House of Zibima shows all over Nigeria and also internationally. And I look forward to having more chats with you.
Definitely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. That's it for us, from us people. Thank you so much for being a part of the Under 40 CEO Drive Your Ambition, brought to you by Mitsubishi and Samsung. It's been a very enlightening experience with Fatima, and I hope that our conversation has helped you provide more clarity to you in your own business and what you're doing in your future. Thank you, and have a lovely rest of the day. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Under 40 CEOs, Drive Your Ambition, brought to you by Mitsubishi, shot on Samsung. Marsilia Motors, sole distributors of Mitsubishi Motors in Nigeria.